out of the Message Bible. All right. So this is Abram. Abram said to Lot, let's not have fighting between us. Let's not have fighting between us, between your shepherds and my shepherds. After all, we're family. After all, we're family. Now, I'm going to pray before I start the lesson, but I want you to consider Abram and what it is that he is trying to convey to Lot uh, as it relates to the content of his discussion with him in this verse. The only one who's talking is Abram, and it's something that he's trying to get Lot to see. And I want you to see the approach that he took to bring clarity to Lot relative to what he felt was something that Lot needed to know. He needed to know based on what they were experiencing as him being his uncle and Lot being his nephew. Okay, we're gonna tap into that. All right. Father, I thank you for the opportunity to share this teaching tonight with those who you knew would tune in on this evening. I thank you so much, God, for what you have in store for us by way of this new series that you've given us. I pray that you bless us, God, with revelation, interpretation, and evolution so we can evolve into who we need to be even now, because it's never too late to evolve. And we thank you for what you're going to give us in order for us to reflect what it is that you want to see right now through the contributions we're going to make by the guidance of this series within our family units. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so we're starting a brand new series. It's entitled We Are Family. And we're going to deal with this for the next again, 3 to 4 weeks. I just read you the foundational text. It's just one verse. And Abram said to Lot, let's not have fighting between us, between your shepherds and my shepherds. After all, we're family. All right, let's get into it. All right, so let's establish a meaning for our series topic. Okay, we are family. Okay. And we're going to do this within the context of our foundational scripture found in Genesis 13:8 in the Message Bible. Okay, so let's look at how this verse starts off. If you see verse 8, you are seeing Abraham said to Lot. That's how it starts off, that Abraham said to Lot. What does that say to you, interpretation-wise? Okay, what we see, number one, we see communication. We see how vital communication is within the family, because we see Abram, who is the head of the family, talking to his nephew Lot. We haven't gotten to what he has said, even though we read the text. We're just going to go. We're just going to deal with it, break it down a little bit, so we can understand what's going on in this verse. So, number one, we see how important communication is. Because whatever is going on with Abram, whatever is a concern to him, whatever is bothering him, whatever it is that he needs to address, the good thing about it is that he's willing to communicate. That's one of the things that we're going to work on within the next 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Let's just say 4 weeks. We're going to learn how to communicate the concerns that we may have within us, okay, that has a lot to do with how we view family, how we view whatever issues that we may have that may be unknown within your family, and to whom that may concern. As we read this particular verse, we see that this particular issue is between Abram and Lot. This is an uncle and a nephew, and something is on Abram's heart. And we see communication take place. Okay, so let's see this, because we see communication between Abraham and Lot, and it's initiated by Abram. right? Okay. This is the thing that really got me as I was studying this today. Abraham is the only one talking, but he said, let us. He said, let us. The apostrophe S just means let us. Let us not have fighting between us. Right? So when he's concerned about something that's going on between himself and Lot. But he says, this is the thing, I'm going to communicate this to you, but we cannot deal with this without collaboration, right? In other words, I can't fix this by myself. There's something going on between you and I. I'm going to communicate to you, okay, how I feel about it, but I want to be straight up with you. We cannot resolve this, okay, if both of us are not a part of the resolution. So what Abraham is saying is that I want to fix it, but I can't fix this by myself. And I don't know if anybody has ever had any family issues, regardless of who it's with. You're communicating, but the person that you're talking to within the family does not understand how important collaboration is. Because whatever issues that may be going on between you and another family member, even if you communicate it to them, okay, if they don't understand how important collaboration is, they will think that you can fix that by yourself. And what Abram is saying, I can't fix this by myself, so us, let us not have fighting. Let us. So we see communication, but we see Abram suggesting that if we want to fix this, it's going to take collaboration, right? Okay. And then he says, let's not have fighting between us. And what Abraham is concerned about are clashes. He's concerned about these clashes that's going on between him as the uncle and Lot as the nephew. He's using communication. He's understanding the importance of collaboration, because collaboration will offset the clashes. But what Abraham is saying is that I can't offset this. I can't stop this by myself. This is going to take a collaborative effort, right? So understand, got to have communication, got to have collaboration, and there will be clashes within a family unit. Oh, there's going to be some clashes, okay? But the only way that you can deal with the clashes that happens within a family unit, it has to be communication, collaboration, okay? Because one person cannot manage the clashes, right? Okay, so it has to be communication, collaboration, and when it comes to clashes, okay, it's going to take a collaborative effort, right? Okay, and then he says now the fighting between us, there's some clashing between us, and he said between your shepherds and my shepherds, and what he is saying is he's talking about the extended family within that family unit. Shepherds were just a part of the extended family. But what happened is, in this case, Abram is talking about alliances, right? So we see that there's some shepherds that has taken Lot's side, and there are some shepherds that have taken Abram's side. Okay, right? So he said. So what Abram is saying, he said, now I know there's some clashing going on with us, but there's some clashing, okay, going on between the people who are for you and the people who are for me. We're going to get into that. We're just laying the foundation, right? Because there's always sides taking when clashes take place within a family unit. So some took Lot's side, of course. Some took Abram's side, but he said we need to address that as well. Okay? He said we need to address that as well. We need to address that as well. So there's some clashing going on between Abraham and Lot, and there's some clashing going on between Lot's shepherds and Abram's shepherds. And he said because after all, we are family. After all, we are family, right? Okay, so let's look at that. Now, what Abram is saying is this is about characterization. Characterization. Okay? This is about characterization. What did I mean when I say characterization? Abram is characterizing who they are. When I say who they are, I'm talking about Abram and Lot. Okay? Abram is characterizing who they are collectively, right? And who they are collectively is family. Is family, right? So let's look at the 4 points. We need, in this one verse, we see 4 points. Communication, we see collaboration, we see clashes, but we see characterization. The characterization is really linked to when Abram's saying, we are family. And what he's doing, he's characterizing who they are collectively, not individually. Because when you are in a family and you're thinking individually, okay, that's going to provide a hindrance when it comes to what you're trying to accomplish and project as a family. Because when you're selfishness in a family, I'm telling you, it's just not, it's not something that is in the best interest of the family as a whole, because when you're in a family, it's just not about you. And I'm not even, this is not even Sunday morning manna, but I just wish I had 2 people who would just get that through one of your family members' heads, is that it's just not about you. It's other people that you have to consider within this family collectively. And the reason why you don't see that is because you're not thinking family, you're not thinking collectively, you're thinking individually, and that equates to selfishness, right? Now, I want you to understand that selfishness, there's a lot of selfishness going on in family units, right? Because sometimes, we have people in our families that just is all about them. It's all about them, right? It's about their happiness. It's about what they want to do. It's about what they want to achieve, not understanding that when you think family, right? You have to factor in how that is going to work out in the best interest of everyone, not just one person, right? And a lot of the clashing takes place because of people who are part of your family who just can't stand not getting their way. Oh, it's going to be, come on now, go with me now. It's nothing like dealing with the family member when they get upset simply because they can't get their way all the time. Getting your way all the time is not about family. So that's why Abraham has to have some conversation. Look, conversation. We're going to fix this, but I can't fix this by myself. Collaboration. Okay? Because that's the only way that we're going to offset these clashes. Right? And then understand the reason why there should be no fighting, all this foolishness going on, because we are family. I'm characterizing who we are collectively, not individually. Right? And this is the premise of my series for the next 4 weeks. We're going to break this down. We're going to go into this thing real deep. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready, right? So we're going to be dealing with communication, collaboration, clashes, and characterization, right? Okay, let's deal with that, right? And what is Abram saying? And I want you to hear this. What is Abram saying? Abram is saying this. It's uncharacteristic of family to treat each other like this, because family does not act like this. Have you ever had to remind family members that operated in some sense of selfishness, always clashing? And we're not condemning nobody, but let's be real. These clashes, the selfishness, and you try to communicate to them that we're family. We shouldn't be fighting and clashing. And if we do have clashes, let's come together collectively and let's offset these clashes, because it's uncharacteristic for family to treat each other like this, because family doesn't act like that. That's one thing I kept hearing my parents say all the time. We're family. We don't, you know, with my sisters, when we would, well, you know, I would get in arguments with my sisters, and we would, because you always had fights with your siblings. I wish I had 5 people on that part. Now, come on now, we had that, but you needed an Abram in the family. You need an Abraham in the family. Keep reminding you, your family. Family don't act like that. Family don't treat each other like that. And what has happened to the Abrams? You know, I don't know if Abram was your big mama or it was mama. I don't know who the Abram. I know in the context of, because family structures are different, and we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with that. Okay, but in the context of Abram's responsibility in the midst of this clash, Abram is the head of the household, and Abram speaks up and says, "We're not going to have this. Oh, we're not going to have this." It's something about when the head of the household speaks up and says, "We are not going to have this. We're going to communicate. We're going to collaborate. We're going to deal with these clashes." And I'm telling you, we are family, and we're not going to have this kind of clashing going on in this family unit, because it's uncharacteristic of how family should treat each other, right? Okay, that is Abram's role in this text, right? Okay, so I want you to see this, because the important piece in this is that Abram is emphatically saying that we cannot have this fighting between us. Please hear me, class. Please hear me. We cannot have this fighting between us. You know what Abram is saying? We cannot let nothing come in between us. We can't. We can't let, I want you to hear this. We can't let anything come between us, right? Okay. He said, because I believe, and I'm picking this up from Abram's perspective. We'll get to Lot's perspective in a minute. But Abram taking the lead in this, right? I believe because see, this is the thing. When something comes between us, I believe Abraham is saying, I think he's saying when something comes between us, it's because we let it happen. We let it happen. That's what he's telling Lot. When something comes between us, it's because we let it happen. We can't blame no one else but us. That's why he said, let us not have fighting. Let us. He said the only reason why something is coming between us is because we are letting it happen. And if it's not going to happen, we have to be responsible for not letting it happen. Right? Okay? Hear me good. Hear me good. The most, and this is my opinion. This is my opinion, right? Based on what I've been studying for the last couple of months or so. Listen to this. The most successful family units are families that will not allow anyone or anything come between them. The most successful family units you will ever meet are families that will not allow anything or anybody come between them. They won't allow it. They won't allow it. Even if they have personal clashes, you better not mess with them. Don't get involved with that. Leave all that alone, because they will shut you down in terms of making you understand, wait a minute. This is between me and Lot. This is between me and my sister. This is between me and my mother. I'm not going to allow you. Now, we're going to work it out collaborative. We're going to work it out based on collaboration. We're going to communicate. We're going to offset these clashes. But what you will not do is come between us, because now you are a threat to the success of our family unit. And I'm going to teach you how to keep people out of your family unit that's trying to come between you all. Right? And you know how we are. Now, you and your sister can fight, but nobody don't bother. Just because we have little clashes, that don't mean I'm gonna let you just come between us like that, right? So the most successful families, I elaborate to educate. The most successful family units are families that will not allow anyone or anything come between them. And I'm going to tell you why. When you allow somebody to come between, when you allow somebody to come between you, right? What do you create? Space. You create space, right? And I want you to read Ephesians 4:20. Ephesians, let me see if I can get that. Ephesians 4:27 says, don't give the devil no place. That space gives, that's when you allow somebody to come in between you, you have just given place for the enemy. That's a place. You see? So that's why when Paul said, you know, I will let nothing separate me from the love of God, that means that nothing will come between me and God. Nothing. Height, death, death, life, angels. He said, I don't up, down, it doesn't matter. Nothing shall separate me from the love of God. Nothing. Right? And when there is separation, you have just given place for the enemy. And when you give the enemy space, when you create space for a place for the enemy, okay, your family unit will never, ever, ever have the ability to overcome the clashes, okay, that we all go through as a family, right? Because where there's unity, there is strength. You see? And united we stand, divided we fall. A house divided cannot stand. I'm gonna talk about that too. A house divided cannot stand. Right? So you have to vow that going forward, I'm not telling you you're not gonna have clashes, but you have to communicate, collaborate, right? To manage the clashes, because you can't forget the characterization. You have to keep reminding yourself, we're family. We're family. We don't treat people like we're family. We fight for, we don't fight against each other. We fight for each other. We don't fight against each other. Right? Okay? So I'm just laying the foundation, right? Okay? So this is the fight. Let me tell you what the fight is all about, right? Because he said, listen, let's not have fighting. He says, so this kind of fighting is not in the best interest of our collective unit. It's not in the best interest of us collectively as a family. So he says, this is the fight. Now, this is the fight. Basically, what I'm seeing in this verse, this is what the fight is all about. The fight is to live up to the values that characterizes who we are collectively within our family units. That's the fight. That's what Abraham is saying. The fight is to live up to the values that characterizes who we are, not individually, and not that you lose your individual self, your individuality. I get that individuality has its place, but not in family, not in family, not in family, because that equates to selfishness, and selfishness is never in the best interest of everybody that's a part of the family, right? So you live up to the values. And so I got to teach you those values, family values, that I think that everybody needs to subscribe to and gravitate to, because those values characterizes who you are collectively within your family unit. Oh, we're going to teach you. I'm going to teach you. Don't worry about it. It's just day one. I'm going to get you. I got you. We're going to get it all squared away. All right. And we're going to talk about some tough stuff. So prepare your hearts and minds. We're going to talk about some tough stuff. All right. But we're going to get through it. Through what? Communication, collaboration, manage those clashes, characterization, understanding that, you know, we are family. That's the character of our relational connection. We're family, right? Okay. All right. So that's the fight. That's the fight. Okay. Right. So listen. Let's generalize it. So when there's a lot of clashes within our family unit, we have allowed something or somebody to come between us. Always remember that. When there's a lot of clashes going on within our family unit, always remember we have allowed something or somebody to come between us. It's always something or somebody. Always. Something or somebody has come between you and your family unit. Trust me, that's what happens. Okay, but we have a approach to deal with it, and we just talked about that at the top of this teaching, right? Okay, all right. And so when these clashes happen, and you recognize that, wait a minute, something or somebody has come between us. When this happens, watch this. We have to remind each other, as Abram reminded Lot, what? We are family. We are family. That should sober you up real quick. When somebody remind you that we're family, something should sober you up. And if it's not, then we need to deal with that. Because family should mean something to you. It really should. It should mean something to you. Right? Okay? All right? So let's walk through this. I'm going to close at 8:25 because there's so much that I have to get into. But I want you to, kind of process what I'm teaching you tonight. Go over it, because the next one is going to the next level. Every round is going higher and higher. So let's just process what we're learning tonight. Let's start at Genesis 12. Go to Genesis 12. I'm still in the Message Bible. Okay, let's see how this starts. Let's see how this starts. And then once we get to 13 and 8, we'll kind of see how we got there, and then we'll deal with it a little bit more deeper at that point. All right. So this is the thing. In Genesis 12, 1, we're dealing with Abram. Listen, Abram, look at the first verse. Genesis 12, 1, Message Bible. I'm reading out the Message Bible. God told Abram. Everything starts with what God tells Abram. Everything starts with what God told Abram. Not Lot, but Abram. Okay, who is the priest of his home. He's the leader of his home. Okay, right? And that's why God talks to him, right? And you need God to talk to somebody in the house. I don't have 6 people. God got to talk to some. If the family's going to make it, God's got to be talking to somebody in your house. And I know family structures are very different, but I'm looking at it from the context of Abram's journey. Okay, his family journey. I'm looking at his family unit and his leadership within his family unit. God is talking to Abram. And so this is the thing. Somebody has to hear from God in the house. Right? Okay? If we don't hear from God, if God is not talking to somebody in the house, the family is in trouble. And I think that's what's going on with the family even now. Okay? Somebody got to give their ears to God. And I know I got a few people in here who know that the only reason you were able to get through some of your family struggles and your family journey and some of the clashes and some of the struggles and some of the issues and dilemmas is because God was talking to somebody in the family. And so God talked to Abram. He talked to Abram. It's nothing like having a man in the house, a leader in the house that God talks to. I'm telling you, I can't make it as the priest and the leader of my home without God talking to me. Because if he don't talk, I'm telling you, this head right here, some weird things goes through this head. I need God to manage this head right here. Every man needs to be managed. I'm gonna come on back to that. I'll get back to that later. You know what I'm saying? Every man needs to be managed. That management comes through God having a conversation with the leader of the home. This is what he said. God told Abram. This is what he did. Everything that Abram is doing is based on what God told him to do. Right? He said, leave your country, leave your family, and your father's home for a land that I will show you. I'm going to show you. You got to see this because everybody banking on you observing what it is that not only you going to benefit, but your family is going to benefit from it. So you have to be observant, Abram, right? So he said, the text says, God told Abram, leave, leave, leave. Don't you know how difficult it is to leave something that you thought you would never, ever. You thought you never, let me say it again. Do you know how difficult it is to leave something that you thought you would be connected to for the rest of your life? Leave something that you thought would never escape you, you would never detach from. How many can be honest with me, and maybe it's just me. Listen, leaving something that you thought you needed, leaving something that you desired, leaving something that you never thought you would depart from is one of the most difficult things you would ever do in your life. But leaving is a part of God showing Abraham something else. I don't know who I'm talking to. But leaving for Abram, I'm talking in the context of Abram, leaving is a part of the process that Abram has to embrace for God to show him something else. Sometimes God won't show you something else until you depart or leave from the thing that God has no longer ordained for your life. I wish I had 5 people on that part. I loved it, but I had to leave. I desired it, but I had to leave. I had to leave. I thought it was going to be there for the rest of my life. I thought this was the one, but I had to leave. I had to leave. I had to leave. I had to leave. I didn't want to, but God told me, leave. Leave. He said, leave. Listen, look what he told him to leave. He said, leave your country, your family. He's talking about his father's extended family, because now he's a part of his father's clan. He's in his father's house, basically. He said, leave. He said, leave. And watch this, and your father's home. Get out your father's house for a land that I will show you, but you got to leave, right? What is happening here? The Bible said that a man should leave his mother and his father and cleave unto his wife. The two shall be one. You see, you can't have it both ways. If you're going to cleave, you got to leave, right? And what God was showing Abram, he said, listen, I want you to move out of your father's house and detach yourself from the dependency of your father. And there was some other religious things going on that he had to detach from as well. I don't want to get into that, right? He said, so I want you to move so you can acquire your own. Move so you can acquire your own. What is it that he's going to acquire? He said, I'm going to give you a land. A land. I'm going to give you your own land. And he said, the land that you get, I will show you the land. I will show it to you. If I have to show it to you in a vision, I'll show it to you. If I have to show it to you in a dream, I'll show it to you. If I have to show it to you through revelation, I'll show it to you. If I have to show it to you through a sign, I will show it to you, but you have to leave. Right? Okay? Watch this. He's talking to Abram. So a man must be shown what responsibilities look like. He must be shown what leadership looks like, or else he will not know. Or else he will not know. You see? And God said, I'm taking responsibility. I'm going to show you what it looks like, because if I don't show you what it looks like, it'll be right there. You'll walk right past it because you don't know. And I'm going to get into this a little bit, but I want you to see Abram's journey. You know, a man, it's hard for a man to be a father if he's not shown, what it looks like. Hard to be a husband if he's not shown what it looks like. You see? Must be shown. He said, God said, I'll show you the land. So you won't be confused. You won't be bewildered. I'm going to show it to you. Right? Well, listen, let me make my case. Why else would God say, I will show it to you? If Abram knew how it looked, if he knew how this land looked, if he could identify with the land, why would God say, I'll show it to you, if he already knew how it looked? So he knew Abram's deficiency. He said, don't worry about it, just leave. I'll show you the land. He said, after I'll show you, in 2, he said, I'll make you. Lord, help me. I'll show you, and then I will make you, right? A great nation. He said, I will pluralize, watch this, I will pluralize your individuality. No longer will you be one. Okay, I'm going to pluralize your individuality. In other words, he says, when he says, I'll make you a great nation, he said, a nation of people will trace their origin back to you. A nation. You're one, but I'm getting ready to multiply who you are. And that nation will trace its origin back to you. Right? You will be a great nation. And then he said, I'm going to bless you. And so if the nation is going to trace its origin back to Abram, name is still Abram, right? Then what would that nation look like if it's reflective of who Abraham is, who represents their origin? And see, this is what you have to worry about. This is the thing. Every man that's listening to me, that's part of the family, every leader, listen to me, okay? Okay? What comes from you will reflect who you are. That's why you got to let God make you. God has to make you. He has to create you. He has to shape your life. Because what your nation reflects has everything to do with its origin. And if you're the origin, what will that look like based on who you are right now? Right? Based on who you are right now. So my accent, when I was reading this text, I said, God, I thank you for giving me some insight relative to how important it is for me to allow you to make me who you want me to be. Because what would be left of me when I'm gone will reflect me, because I'm the origin of it. Right? Okay? So I can't think individualistically. I can't. And that's what we're talking about in the text, the text in 13. Because my life is just not about mine when God allowed my life to be multiplied, because now I have kids. I have 2 kids that I'm leaving. If it happens, based on age, when I get up out of here, what's going to be left of me are those 2, it's Trey and Camille, and whatever's birthed out of those 2. But it's going to be traced back to me because they came from me through Cheryl. But when they see me, when they see them, you ain't gonna tell me they're gonna see them and not trace who they are back to me as their dad. Right? I gotta think like that. And if I'm gonna think like that, then I can't be selfish in the things that I do. Right? Because God even said, I'm gonna bless you, Abram. I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna prosper you through increase. Lord help. I'm gonna prosper you through increase. That's what he said. Let me tell you what a blessing is. A blessing is this: when God declares his goodness and favor upon your life and brings it to pass as a demonstration of his power. That's what a blessing is. So somebody got some decreeing and declaring to do, because there's no demonstration unless there's declaration. You got to start declaring some things so God can start demonstrating some things. And I'm telling you, I want to speak over families right now. I want to speak over families right now. I want to stand in proxy as a spiritual leader right now, that I call every family that's represented on this live tonight. I want to decree and declare God's blessings and his favor over your whole family unit. And I'm praying that God would bring it to pass as a demonstration of his power on your behalf. Hallelujah. See, that's what blessings are, is when you start declaring some things. God said, I'll start demonstrating some things. I'll show you I'm God. I'll show you I can do it. I'll show you how I can turn your life around. I'll show you how I can make you into who you need to be. So whatever comes from you, it will call you blessed. It will call you favor, because they are experiencing the blessings and favor over their lives. And they know it didn't start with them. I wish I had somebody here. It didn't start with them. They have to trace back. They have to trace all the favors and the blessings back to the origin of it. I wish I had. God said, I'm gonna start it with you, but I'm gonna finish it with your family. I don't have 6 people. I'm gonna say that again. God said, I'm gonna start it with you, but I'm gonna finish it with your family. I'm gonna finish it with your great. When they look back and trace, when they trace the favor, trace the blessings, trace all that God is great to do for you, they got to trace it back to you and say, God, my great, triple great, grand, great. That must have been a blessing. I see his picture up on the wall. I see her picture up on the wall. That must have been a bless somebody, because the blessings that God has bestowed upon them, they're dead and gone on, but the blessing is still alive. The favor is still alive. So you got to start decreeing and declaring what you want God to demonstrate on the behalf of your family. Not just you, but who you going to leave behind when your time in the earth realm is over. Let me get on past that. Let me get on past that. I feel something on that part. Let me get on past it. All right. He said, you will be famous, meaning you will be known for being blessed and for being a blessing. Because he said, you'll be famous, you'll be a blessing. So he said, you'll be known for being blessed, but you're going to be known for being a blessing as well. Ooh. Notice when he said you're going to be famous for what? You're going to be famous for being a blessing? That God's going to bless you so much that it ain't going to call. You're going to bless people and you're not going to miss it. I know this is family night. Let me get on past that. Are y'all ready for this? God told me to tell you you're going to be a blessing and you won't even miss it. You're going to bless people and you're not going to miss it. You're going to be famous for blessing people. Yeah, for blessing people. Because he's going to bless you so you can bless people. You won't be famous for being blessed. You'll be famous because you are a blessing. And I'm telling you, can I say this again? You're going to bless people and you're not going to miss it. Not one rent payment, not one mortgage payment, not one car payment. You're going to bless people and you're not going to struggle. Lord, I'm going to get on past that. I don't know if anybody believes in me on that part. Right? Right? And watch this. Watch this. Did you hear me? You're going to be, when people talk about you, they say, listen, that woman of God, that man of God, that person right there, they're known for blessing people. Just known for blessing people. That's how rich the blessings of God is going to be on your life. I decree and declare it. I pray that God will demonstrate. I beseech God to demonstrate it, because that's what you're going to be known for. Your children will be known for. Your children won't be selfish. Your children are going to be just like you. They're going to think about other people. They're going to value the things that they have, and then recognize how important it is to be a blessing to others. Don't worry about it. Your children will be all right. They're going to be famous for blessing people just like you are. Lord help me. Right? And then 3 says, and he says, listen, look at 3. Please. Can somebody look at 3? Look what God told Abram. God says, I'll bless those who bless you. Those who curse you, I'll curse. Watch this. You know what he said? He said, how people treat you will determine how I treat them. I'm going to say it again. He said, this is what God said. God said, I'll bless those who bless you. Those who curse you, I'll curse. I'll curse them. He said, don't worry about it. He said, how people treat you will determine how I treat them. I don't have 6 people on that part. Listen, I think you need to tell somebody, you better treat me right. Treat me right. I don't want to get off course, but I think that I heard that back in the day when I think that was the gospel of Chubb Rock. Treat me right. He said the text says, whoever blesses you, I'm gonna bless them. But if they curse you, I'm gonna curse them. So God said, how people treat you will determine how I treat them. So if you bless me, he's gonna bless you. But if you bother me, if you curse me, he's gonna curse you. That's how much, when you do what God tells you to do, that's how God looks out for you. That's how he looks out for you, right? Oh, my time is up. I'm sorry, my time is up. Let me get on past it. I'm through. I gotta stop. Then he says, look at that latter part of 3. All the families of the earth will be blessed through you. Watch this. Watch this. What the text is saying, what God is saying, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Watch this, if they follow your example. That's why we're talking about Abram, because I want us to pick up on his example, because he says the blessings that will be bestowed upon the families of the earth, they're going to happen through you. And I'm believing that all the families, including your family, all of them that represents your family unit in the earth realm, they will be blessed. But we got to follow Abram's example. This is what I'm trying to make you hear tonight. That we are examples that people are following. And at the end of the day, we want the destination that's linked to following us to be a destination of blessings and favor. And I'm going to teach you how to be an example within the family unit, right? That reflects Abram's journey and his example, because I want to be one of those families in the earth that's blessed because we followed his example. We following him because why? He followed God. When you follow God, right? At the end of the day, you know you're going to be blessed, right? So look at 4. So Abraham just, watch this. 4 said, so Abram left just as God said. He did what he left. He left. It was rough, but he left. You know, he was okay where it was, but he left. He had, you know, that wasn't his plan. You know, he was thinking longevity. God was thinking, no, you got to leave. He left just as God said. Watch this. For basically, Abraham did what God said, and look what happened. And Lot left with him. You know what Lot said? Lot decided that he was going to live with his uncle. Oh, we're going to talk about that. He said, Dad, I love, you know, I'm gonna go live with my uncle. And so Lot has extended family living with him. We're going to talk about that. I'm gonna go live with my uncle. I got to get up out of here. I'm going to live with my uncle. That's what Lot said, right? Right? Okay. And then the Bible says, I'm closing, Abraham was 75 years old when he left Haran. What does that mean? He was 75, meaning it's never too late to align your life with God's plan for your life. Because a lot of people are banking on you providing the kind of example that would equate to blessings upon their lives long after you're gone. It's not just about you. It's about your nation. It's about your clan. It's about your descendants. It's about the people who are connected to you. It's never too late, right? And the Bible says he was 75 when he left, okay? And once this man aligned himself with God's plan for his life, it blessed everyone who was relationally connected to him. It blessed everyone. It blessed everyone. That means, look, not only Lot said he was going, the Bible said in 5, Abraham took Sarai, his nephew Lot, with him, along with all the possessions and the people that they had gotten, was extended family in Haran. I'll explain that next week. And set out for the land of Canaan and arrived safe and sound. Oh, I wish I could talk, but I'm going to talk about that. Definitely, that's safe and sound. I'm going to get back to that. My time is up, right? So look at 5. This is the interpretation. Everyone and everything that belonged to Abram went with him. That's all. Everyone and everything that belonged with Abram went with him. And I'll say this and I'm gone. You don't mind following leadership, the leadership of someone who's led and blessed by God. I'm sorry, I went over 6 minutes. Were you blessed tonight? I got a whole another page worth of stuff, but I got to stop. My time is up. Hopefully we're blessed. This is just night one. Night one. Night one. Night one. Would you take? I want you to find a picture of your family. Hashtag We Are Family. We're going to be loading our Facebook page, the church's Facebook page, representing with representation of family members, whether you're part of MastersChild, especially if you're part of MastersChild, whether it's you and your daughter, whether it's you and your son, your husband, wife, it can be mother. It don't have to be a collective. Everybody has to be in the picture. If you can find pictures with you and your nephew, you and your cousin, you and your niece, whoever it is, or if you want to do a collective picture with your family, I want you to just put a hashtag on it. We are family, so you can let the enemy know. Don't mess with us, please. Nothing will come between us. Nothing. will come between us. That's when you hashtag we are family, hashtag nothing will come between us. That's for the next 3-4 weeks. We are family, hashtag we are family, hashtag nothing will come between us. Nothing will come between us. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't try it. Nothing will come between us. So find those pictures. I know you got them saved on your phone. Hashtag them. Listen, and we're just going to be displaying them on our Facebook page. Tag us so we can put it on our Facebook page. You know, you can send as many as you want. It can be you and your husband. I mean, a variety of pictures that represent somebody in your family. All right, please do that. Please do that. All right. Okay. Now, lastly, I got another thing I need to tell you. There it is. We are family. Hashtag we are family. Hashtag nothing will come between us. You gotta let people know. Don't try it. Don't do it. Don't try it. Oh, it could be a mother, son, daughter. I don't know what it is. Listen, we are family. Nothing will come between us. All right. So Antoine, he's part of my team, my social media team. Make sure your post is public so we can see them when we view the hashtag. Please follow the orders of the professor. That's Professor Vitamin, Antoine Vitamin. All right. All right. There you go. Now, Sunday. Listen, we got to lighten up a little bit, right? We got to lighten up. We have gone through so much in the last 3-4 months. I got a special treat for you. We got to laugh. We got to have a light moment, right? So guess who we have coming this Sunday? The one and only Marcus D. Wiley. And he's going to be a part of the We Are Family series. And I want you to gather your family around this Sunday. I mean, just cook you some breakfast, get you some donuts, some whatever it is. Sit back and just have a light moment. We've been, locked up in these houses. Some of us have, for a minute, because our central frontline employees have been going and others have been going on. So I can't say all of us. But we got to laugh. I need a laugh. I'm telling you, I need a laugh. There's so much stuff going on in this world, we just need a laugh. We have called Marcus D. Wiley. He's going to be with us Sunday at 11 o'clock. And I want you to gather your friends. Get your cousins in there. Go get cousins and unc and auntie, big mama. And gather around. And you know what? And just laugh. Because you know what? Laughter is like what? Medicine. Right? So you'll see the flyer, gather all your friends, all your kinfolk. Get them all. I tell you, we're going to laugh today. Okay? So make sure you do that. You'll see the flyer out. We thank God Marcus D. Wiley is not a stranger to our ministry. You guys almost gave me a heart attack the last time he came for my 50th birthday. I walked in, they opened them doors. I'm telling you, I thought I was going to pass out. I did not know I didn't know all that was behind that door. When they opened that door and I heard all that screaming and yelling, I said, what in the world is going on? But he was there. He was an MC for my surprise 50th, along with, we had Music Soul Child and Kimberly. I mean, it was popping. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to gather around. And he's going to deal with family. All of it's going to be about family. And of course, we're going to let God lead him as to however he wants to, flow. But it's going to be fun. We're going to laugh. We're just going to have some fun in Jesus' name. All right. If you want to give an offering, you can. MastersChild.org. You can give via Givelify. Sow your seed if you would like to. We would love to give you the opportunity to sow it to good ground tonight. All right. We got a long way to go. Hang in there with me because I have some stuff I need to tell you. Oh, it's gonna get it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. So don't miss it. I haven't done a family series in a while, so I'm excited about it. All right. I love you and I thank God for you. May the Lord be with you. And Master Child, guess what? From a spiritual perspective, we are family. We will not let nothing come between us. May the Lord keep you. Here's my prayer. MCC strong. God bless you. Bye-bye.